Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight's game is going to feature the first game of the championship series in the Pacific League between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Orix Buffaloes. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB Players Association, or their sponsors. We're providing live reports on the games being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy tonight's game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. We have the starting lineups first from the visitors for the Chiba Lotte Marines. Leading off and playing in left field wearing number 0 is Takashi Ogino. Batting second and doing the designated hitting wearing number 79 is Leonis Martin. Batting third and playing second base wearing number 8 is Shogo Nakamura. In the cleanup spot and playing first base wearing number 54 is Brandon Laird. Batting fifth and playing shortstop wearing number 55 is Edney Hechavarria. Batting sixth in right field wearing number 51 is Koki Yamaguchi. Batting seventh and in center field wearing number 25 is Hiromi Oka. Batting eighth and playing third base wearing number 4 is Yudai Fujioka. And batting ninth and doing the catching wearing number 66 is Takuma Kato. And they are going to be facing the ace of the Orix Buffalo staff, and that is going to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He was 18-5 on the season. He worked 193rd and 2/3 innings, scattering 124 hits, walking 40, and striking out a sparkling 206 batters, while posting a 1.39 earned run average. And we will bring you the starting lineups for the Chiba Lotte Marines prior to them coming to bat. But we're glad you guys could be here with us tonight for the call of this game. We're going to be here every night live, giving you the call of the games. And the umpires have broken away, and the Buffaloes are now taking their positions on the field. And we're going to get this one going in just a couple moments. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after these tunes and this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve, for your support of our channel. And in return, we like to support Steve. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher. He's always got some entertaining stuff that happens every single day. We'll be right back in just a moment after these tunes with the first pitch of the ball game as Yoshinobu Yamamoto makes his way to the mound to begin his tune-up tosses. Welcome back, everybody. As Yamamoto completes his warm-up tosses, we're going to give you the lineup defensively for the Orix Buffaloes. We'll start in the outfield from left to right. It is going to be Rangel Ravello getting the start in left field. The center fielder is Shuhei Fukuda. And in right field, it is Yutaro Sugimoto. Around the horn from first to third, at first base is Tio Okada. The second baseman is Ryoichi Adachi. The shortstop is Kataro Kobayashi, and at third base, it is Yuma Mune. Behind the plate is Kenya Wakatsuki, and of course, on the mound is the ace of the Buffalo staff, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto has had an absolutely outstanding season this year. The young right-hander has come into his own. He is a power arm. He struck out over 200 batters this season for the Orix Buffaloes. And of course, he's only 22 years old as he's taking to the hill. 18-5 was the record this season for Yamamoto. He's not a big fella. He's only 5'10" and stands about 170 pounds. And he is in his 5th season with the Buffaloes. And of course, this is his 5th year that he has had an opportunity to be pitching at some point in the NPB. And here we go with the first pitch of the ball game. He kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Takashi Ogino. So Ogino, who steps in, it batted .296 this year. He had 10 homers and 45 RBIs. And the pitch from Yamamoto is a breaking ball that misses just outside. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ogino. Yamamoto ready to work again. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-2. And we have Ben Roberts in the house tonight listening in. Welcome, Ben. We're glad you could make it in. We're happy to have you. We will be doing each game of this series every single night live. And we're looking forward to giving you all the action. There's a 1-2 breaking ball that swung on, tap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ogino. Ogino got starts in both the games in the other series against the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. It is a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 2-2. In that series, Ogino was 2 for 8, and he did have a stolen base. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Ogino. Yamamoto working from the windup. Rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is driven into right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Sugimoto, but he slams on the brakes, and that ball is going to get down in front of him for a base hit. And Ogino is aboard with a leadoff single here in the top of the first inning. Chiba Lotte Marines have a runner on and nobody out. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. Martin hit .233 on the season. He had 27 homers to go with 75 runs batted in. He had himself a pretty decent 2-game series against the Golden Eagles. He was 2 for 6 in that series with a homer and a double. He takes the first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Martin is the designated hitter tonight. When we watched him in that other series, looked like he had some issues with his legs. Leg being that he wasn't really running well. He had that double the other night, and when he rounded the base, he almost turned that into an out as he was really struggling and laboring to get to the bag at second base. And he swings through that pitch, and the count is now quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes to Martin. He's also not playing in the outfield right now, as that is being patrolled by Koki Yamaguchi in right field. So 0 balls and 2 strikes to Martin. The runner on first is Ogino. There's nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Yamamoto working from the stretch. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first base. It's fielded by the first baseman, Okada. He steps on the bag. He throws to second, but that ball is in the dirt, and it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Ogino advances to second on the ground out by Martin to first base, and he'll be the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Had the throw been on the money, they may have had a chance to get Ogino at second base, but Okada made the throw, and he threw it into the backside of the runner, and the ball had bounced away safely as he is now at second base. So the runner at second is Ojino. Nakamura is now at the plate, and there is one away here in the top of the first inning. Yamamoto goes back to work. He delivers a fastball. It's swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Nakamura on the season batted .283. He had 9 homers to go with 67 runs batted in. Yamamoto holds the ball at the chest. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back behind home plate. The count now is quickly 0-2 to Nakamura. We noted in the series in Chiba that they had about 50% capacity in the stands. Based on our view here, you can tell it is not a full house. But to me, it looks like there's more people in the seats, as in Chiba was every other seat was full. So here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that is a changeup that misses low and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakamura. As we mentioned, it was about 50% capacity at the Zozo Marine Stadium. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamamoto working again from the stretch position. He holds at his chest. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Shogo Nakamura goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to the first baseman, Brandon Laird. For Brandon Laird on the season, he posted a .262 batting average with 29 homers and 95 runs batted in. In the last playoff series, he was able to get himself a hit and had a couple RBIs in the first game of the series, but basically he was 1 for 8. So he's looking to get himself going. So right-hander against the right-hander. Here's the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball that's upstairs. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and he agrees that Laird didn't go, and the count is 1-0. The 3 imports in the lineup tonight for the Buffaloes are Martin, Laird, and Hechavarria. They're batting 2, 4, and 5 in the batting order. We welcome TYN to the mix tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you could be here. And here's the 1-0 to Laird. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count goes even to 1-1. Very, very potent part of the Chiba batting order. Major run producer is Laird. 1 home run shy of 30 homers this year. So here comes the 1-1 pitch from Yamamoto. He checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. The catcher, Wakatsuki, really stands up when he wants the pitch up and in on the batter. He's right out of the crouch. He's almost at the same height as the plate umpire. Makes it very, very difficult for the plate umpire to have to make that call. He really moves into the slot between the hitter and the catcher. To be able to see this, makes it very, very difficult. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and in. It was at 150 kilometers an hour on our gun after the conversion. It puts that to about 93, 94 miles an hour. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Laird. The shortstop, Edney Hechavarria, waits his turn on deck. Yamamoto holds the ball at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses low and away. And the count now runs full to Laird. You can see that Yamamoto hasn't established the command of his pitches quite yet. He's battling to be able to throw strikes. So here comes the payoff pitch to Laird. Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. Holds at the chest. He checks the runner. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Brandon Laird is erased for the third out of the inning here in the first. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, they get the leadoff hit by Takashi Ojino. There were no runs, one hit, no errors, and one runner left on base. We're through a half inning. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines, nothing. The Orix Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after these words from our friend Matt Hollis. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Thanks again. That's Matt Hollis, and we appreciate your support, Matt. You have the starting lineup tonight for the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off in center field and wearing number 4 is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting third and doing the designated hitting is number 34, Masataka Yoshida. In the cleanup spot, playing right field is number 99, Yutaro Sugimoto. Batting fifth and playing first base is number 55, T. Okada. Batting sixth in left field wearing number 42 is Aranhel Ravello. Batting seventh at second base wearing number 3 is Ryochi Adachi. Batting eighth and playing shortstop wearing number 24 is Kitaro Kobayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching wearing number 2 is Kenya Wakatsuki. And they are going to be facing the right-hander Ayumu Ishikawa. Ishikawa this season was 6-3. He worked in 80 innings, allowing 73 hits. He had only walked 9 batters, very good control, striking out 42. He pitched to a tune of a 3.38 earned run average. So it'll be Fukuda, Mune, and Yoshida to get things going here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. So Ishikawa has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to go. He works from the stretch with nobody on, and the first pitch is a changeup that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0 to Fukuda. We'll get you the defensive alignment for the Marines here shortly. The Buffaloes are in their home white. They've got the blue trim. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike at the belt. The count is 1-1 to Fukuda. For the visitors, the Chiba Lotte Marines, they are with white pants and black tops. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. It's fielded by Ishikawa. He flips it over to Brandon Laird on the run. And that is going to retire Fukuda. That goes down as a ground out. 1-3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Defensively for the Chiba Lotte Marines, we'll start the outfield from left to right. It is Takashi Ojino is in left. The center fielder is Hiromi Oka. Right fielder is Koki Yamaguchi. Around the horn from first to third, Brandon Laird is at first. The second baseman is Shogo Nakamura. The shortstop is Edney Hechavarria. Yudai Fujioka is at third, and the catcher is Takuma Kato. The first pitch delivered to Yuma Mune is down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So that is your defensive lineup that's going to be playing behind Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So a fastball now delivered. Check that behind Ishikawa. The fastball there is delivered to Mune, and he takes that for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 strike to Mune. Ishikawa goes back to work. He delivers another fastball, but this one is down in the dirt. And the count is now 2-1. So 2 strike. For Mune on the season, he hit .272. We had 9 homers to go with 42 runs batted in. And there's a pitch. It's a fastball that's taken upstairs, and the count now runs to 3-1. This was the first time that Mune played a full season at the top flight in the NPB. Appeared in all but 4 games this year. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 strikes. And here comes the pitch from Ishikawa. It is a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt, and Mune is aboard with a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. As they pan the crowd, there are empty seats at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, but until we get the final word on the attendance, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like there is a larger crowd here than there, or at least a larger percentage of seats filled. And there were in Chiba for the series between the Marines and the Golden Eagles. So here comes the first pitch to Yoshida. It is swung on. It is driven to center field. Moving over to his left is Hiromi Oka. He makes the catch. And on one pitch, Masataka Yoshida is retired for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Yutaro Sugimoto. And TYN says Yoshida is finally back. Yes, he is. If I'm not mistaken, I remember correctly, he was out with a broken hand or broken bone in his arm. So there's 2 away, and that brings up the big right fielder Sugimoto, and he takes a first pitch fastball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. One of the things I find fascinating is, and we'll talk about him when he comes up to bat, is the left fielder tonight for Orix is Rangel Ravello. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Ravello only had 7 at-bats this season for the Buffaloes. He was acquired in June from the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he was lighting up the AAA level in North America. He was batting over 400 at one point. But he only played in a handful of games for the Buffaloes, but yet here he is getting the starting assignment tonight in left field. And there is a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 3-0 to Sugimoto. Waiting his turn on deck is T. Okada, who got the start at first base tonight. No Adam Jones or Stephen Moya in the lineup, and here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball. It just clips the outside corner, and the count is 3-1 now to Sugimoto. So 3 strike. Ishikawa goes back to work, and he delivers a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner. And that is going to be ball 4. Sugimoto is aboard with a 2-out walk. That advances Mune to second. So for the right-handed pitcher who only allowed 9 walks in 80 innings this year, he's already walked 2 in the first inning. So some control issues for Ishikawa. Maybe a little bit of nerves, getting an opportunity to pitch in a first game of this playoff series. That brings up the first baseman T. Okada. Okada on the season hit .241. He had 17 homers and 63 runs batted in. He's a left-handed stick. He's a rather big fella. So right-hander against the left-hander, and Ishikawa throws a breaking ball that floats upstairs at 109 kilometers an hour. That pitch was probably in the neighborhood of about 60 6 miles an hour, maybe 70 miles an hour, not quite, with my quick math. There's a fastball delivered, taken for a called strike, and that catches the outside corner. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Okada has that open stance. Here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down. And the count is now 2-1 to Okada. So just a reminder to everybody, we will be here each and every night of this series. We will be on the call, and then we will update everybody on the Japan series. Each of these games are going to start at 1 p.m. Pacific time if you're in North America, 4 a.m. Eastern. And here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So the runner at second is Mune. The runner at first is Sugimoto. There's 2 away. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Okada. So Ishikawa comes set. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ground is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Coming up throwing is the right fielder. And it is Yamaguchi. And there's a play at the plate, but it's not going to be in time. And T. Okada has himself an RBI. And Yuma Mune has scored from second, and the Orix Buffaloes have taken the lead here in the bottom of the first inning, 1-0 over Chiba. So a nice piece of hitting by T. Okada to open up his account for the playoffs. See that again. He really stayed on at the second baseman. Shoga Nakamura had the range to his left. He had no chance to get it. And advancing to third on the throw was Sugimoto, so they have runners on the corners. It's going to be very difficult to pitch with or to play against the Orix Buffaloes when Yamamoto is on the mound with a lead. So 2 away, runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Ranhel Ravello. We started to tell the story that he was with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He got his release in June so he could sign with the Orix Buffaloes. Ravello is 29 years old. He is originally from Cuba, but was raised in the United States. Originally a 6th-round draft pick of the Chicago White Sox. There is a fastball that this is inside, and Ravello drops the bat out of his hands. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Ravello. Just about took off his fingers. He was just got him up and inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into center field. Moving over to his right is the center fielder Oka. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. So for Orix, they had 1 run. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're through 1 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines 0. Stick around. Everybody will be back with the call of the second inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It's going to be Edney Hechavarria, Koki Yamaguchi, and Hiromi Oka to face the right-handed slants of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The Orix Buffaloes cashed in after a couple of walks in the first inning, and an RBI single by T. Okada has them up 1-0 at the moment. So ready to get the second inning underway. Hechavarria stands on the right side. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the first base side. Racing over is Okada, but it's going to reach the seats. And the count is 0-1 to Hechavarria. On the season, Hechavarria hit .203. And he had 4 homers to go with 24 runs batted in. But he had himself a very, very good playoff series. And here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. It is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul on the first base side, and the count is 1-2. He didn't get the start in game 1 of the series against the Golden Eagles. He came in and pinch hit and hit a home run as a defensive replacement. He came in to play shortstop, and that ended up tying the ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning of game 1 of that series. Here's the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded through the 6-hole into left field, and Edney Hechavarria continues his torrid playoff hitting pace. With it single, that is his 5th hit of the playoffs. Check that, his 4th hit of the playoffs. He was 2 for 3 in the last game, 1 for 1 in the first game, and now he starts off this series with a base hit. So Hechavarria aboard, and that's going to bring up Koki Yamaguchi, the right fielder. For Yamaguchi on the season, he is hitting .207 with 9 homers and 20 RBIs. But he in the playoffs has also started to heat up, and he swings and misses at a fastball, and the count is 0-1. In the last game, Yamaguchi was 3 for 3, he was a triple away from the cycle. And so far in the playoffs, he is 4 for 6. There's a fastball that backs him off the plate, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Koki Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi bats from the right side, right-hander against the right-hander. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and tapped over on the third base side, but the ball had been fouled off of Yamaguchi's foot. He wears a shin guard on his left leg. It was definitely needed there, and the count now goes to 1-2. You're curious to see how Yamamoto settles in here. He threw 19 pitches in the first inning of work. So here he is ready to go back to work, the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away. And the count runs even to 2-2 on Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi again getting the nod in right field. He was replaced, which was a bit odd. It was Fujiwara who came in to replace him in the last game. He was a triple shy of that cycle. He had a single, a double, and a home run in that second game against the Golden Eagles. So Yamamoto checks the runner Hechavarria at first base. He gets the sign from his catcher Wakatsuki. He kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count is 3-2. Be interesting to see if they put the runner in motion here. If Hechavarria wants to stay out of the double play. Gucci didn't steal any bases on the season. He runs fairly well. He's not a burner. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, and it is a check swing that Yamaguchi fouls off. The runner was in motion. Hechavarria was taking off on the pitch. It looked a little bit of self-defense there by the batter Yamaguchi. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He's got the ball at the chest. He checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers, and it is a split finger pitch that swung on and missed. They throw down to second, and that is going to retire Hechavarria. So Hechavarria is caught stealing 2-6 for the second out. It's a strike him out, throw him out. And that is now going to put 2 away here in the second inning for Chiba, and that's going to bring up Hiromi Oka. So it was a split finger pitch that Yamamoto delivered. It was a good throw down to second base, and they had Hechavarria by a couple of steps. So here's the first pitch to Oka. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Oka hit .242 on the season with 6 homers and 18 RBIs. As a fastball swung on, it is lifted into the seats foul, and the count is 0-2. Oka played in the 2 games of the series against the Golden Eagles. He was 0 for 6 and was hit by a pitch. There's only time that he reached base, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. It's backhanded by Mune. He fires to first. It's picked out of the dirt by Okada, and that is going to do it. That goes as a ground out, 5-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through 1.5, it is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around. Everybody will be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning. In just a couple of moments, we're glad you're here with us. Here's one of our other Hall of Fame memories. We'll run these throughout the duration of our streams. Welcome back, everybody. And the right-hander Ishikawa is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming to bat for the Orix Buffaloes. That's going to be Ryoichi Adachi, Kotaro Kobayashi, and Kenya Wakatsuki to face Ishikawa here in the second inning. Ishikawa had his work cut out for him in inning number 1. He walked 2 batters, and eventually Mune came around to score on the base hit by Okada. It's an uncharacteristic inning for Ishikawa, and he delivers a first pitch fastball to Adachi for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Ishikawa works again, and he delivers a breaking ball that misses down in the way, and the count is 1-1. That breaking ball floats in there at 109 kilometers an hour. And so, as we mentioned before, that's probably in the neighborhood of about 68 miles an hour. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. It's fielded by the charging Fujioka. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Adachi. It goes as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi, he steps in. He hit .228 on the season with 10 homers and 48 runs batted in. And the first pitch delivered to him is a changeup taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and that pitch is a changeup swung on and missed. Kobayashi was way out in front. The count is now 1-2. Ishikawa working quickly with nobody on. He goes back and into the motion. He delivers. There's a breaking ball missing down and away. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the 2-2 from Ishikawa. It's a fastball that backs Kobayashi off the plate. And that now runs the count to 3-2. That pitch was at about 89 miles an hour. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kobayashi is retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. For Wakatsuki on the season, he hit .214. He had 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. Neither of the catchers in tonight's ball game are there for their offense. He's got a very open stance, and he dives into the pitch. And the first pitch is a breaking ball at 108 kilometers an hour. This is inside for ball 1. Ishikawa is not the most overpowering. He touches 91, 92 on the gun, but he sits usually 89. And there's a ground ball to short. It's fielded backhanded by Echeverria. He fires across the diamond to first, and Wakatsuki is going to be retired on a ground out, 6-3. So the Orix Buffaloes go quietly in their half of the second inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 2 complete. It is the Chiba Lotte Marines trailing the Orix Buffaloes 1-0. We'll be back at the top of the 3rd inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could join us. Thanks for being here with us tonight, everybody. We are glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to go back to the live action. It's going to be the 8-9 one-hitters in the Chiba batting order to face the right-hander. It's going to be Yudai Fujioka, Takuma Kato, and Takashi Ogino. So 8-9-1 to face the hard-throwing Orix right-hander. One would have to think that Yamamoto is merging to be the star pitcher in Japan right now. Power arm comes right at you. He's a meat and potatoes pitcher. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and Fujioka is behind in the count 0-1. Fujioka on the season hit .255. He had 3 homers and 37 RBIs. He takes a fastball upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. Fujioka in the Golden Eagles series, had a couple of hits. He was officially 2 for 5. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1 to Fujioka. He also had an intentional walk in that series. So here comes the 2-1 pitch from Yamamoto. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. That last pitch ramped up at 97 miles an hour. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that is a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Fujioka is retired for the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the third, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuma Kato. For Kato on the season, he hit a paltry .095. And a couple homers and 4 runs batted in. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Moving over to his right is the right fielder, Sugimoto. He's going to make the catch. You got to give the hats off to Kato. He hit that ball right on the screws. But he hit it right to the right fielder, and that is going to be out number 2 for the Marines here in their half of the third inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Takashi Ogino. So Ogino began the night with a base hit single to begin the ball game. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Moto back to work. He delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Ogino. Yamamoto working quickly from the windup. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. That ball this time is going to get down in front of Sugimoto. He is aboard with a base hit. That's the second hit of the ball game for Ogino. He's got Yamamoto's number tonight. So a 2-out single, and that brings up Leonis Martin to the plate. It's always a struggle when you have a 2-out base hit, especially when you got Leonis Martin. Leonis Martin steps up to the plate, and he is in scoring position when he steps into the batter's box. Gino is the runner at first. Martin is the hitter. And Yoshida is ready to go back to work. He holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung through and missed. The count is 0-1. Pitch was a great pitch to swing at. It was a letter high fastball, but it did have a little bit of arm side run. Martin looked like he wanted to put the Marines in the lead with that swing of the bat. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball at 155 kilometers an hour that misses up and in. The count is 1-1. So that would register on our gun at about 97 miles an hour. Martin batting from the left side, facing the right-hander Yamamoto. Yamamoto checks the runner at first. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped right at home plate, but it's foul, fielded by the catcher Wakatsuki. The count now goes to 1-2 to Leonis Martin. As a reminder, we'll be back on the air again tomorrow night, same time, same place. We hope you can join us. For Game 2 of this series, we'll be doing all of the games. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Yamamoto delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Leonis Martin is down on strikes for out number 3. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Through 2.5, it is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the third inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. Shuhei Fukuda, Yume Mune, and Masataka Yoshida will be coming to bat to face the right-hander Yumu Ishikawa. Ishikawa has settled in. He's retired the last 4 batters he's faced. He gave up a couple of uncharacteristic 2 walks in the first inning. As we sit at the top of the stream, he had worked 80 innings this year and only allowed 9 walks. And he walked 2 batters in the first inning alone. And eventually, Ayuma Mune came around to score. So Fukuda, Mune, and Yoshida here to face the right-hander. And here comes the first pitch from Ishikawa. It is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. They said Fukuda didn't go, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the 1-0. It's a fastball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. It's fielded neatly by Ishikawa. He flips it to first, and that is going to retire Fukuda. That's the second time Fukuda has been retired on the ground out to the pitcher in tonight's ball game. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. See the Buffaloes play a number of times this year, and Mune has played third base. He's also been in the outfield, but he's made some really nice plays over at third base. And a play there in the second inning, backhander and throwing across the diamond to be able to retire Oka was a beautiful play. Takes a first pitch breaking ball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Mune. Ishikawa goes back to work, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. As we mentioned before, Yuma Mune, this was his first opportunity to get everyday playing time. And at 25 years old, he took advantage of it for sure. And here's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. Mune appeared in all but 4 games for the Buffaloes. He had 543 plate appearances. He generally puts the ball in play. He had technically 481 at-bats. He only struck out 62 times. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Mune. Mune also flashed a little bit of power. He only had 9 home runs. He's sort of a diminutive type of player. He's 5'11" and 170 pounds. He's been with the Buffaloes his entire career, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. It's fielded by Fujioka. He fires to first, and that's going to nip the speedy Mune by a half a step. And he is retired on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. Just to finish off with Mune, as we mentioned, he had the first time he had the opportunity to play full on. He actually played in the Australia League during the 2019-2020 season. He went down there and he put up some decent numbers. So here comes Masataka Yoshida. He flew up to center, or he lined out to center his first at bat. On the first pitch he saw, he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yoshida was hitting .339 at the time of his injury. There is a breaking ball. It's swung on and it's grounded up the middle for a base hit past the second baseman Shogo Nakamura. And Yoshida is aboard with a 2-out single. That's going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto. For Sugimoto, he walked his first time up. He had himself a very nice campaign. He had 32 homers and collected 83 RBIs. He batted .301. So the big right fielder steps in at the plate with 2 out and a runner on first. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sugimoto. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. Its grounded foul. It's picked up by Fujioka, and the count now goes to 1-1. Ben Roberts says in the chat, he goes, I remember a couple of NPB teams formed partnerships with the Australian League teams a few years back. And if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I also believe the KBO did as well. And in fact, they had almost a team that was exclusively Korean players that was playing there. And to your point where they get a chance to send younger prospects, and there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sugimoto. But back to Ben Roberts' statement about sending the younger players or the prospects there. It's not a bad situation. I can share a few Australian stories, or at least players. There was a fellow who hailed from my hometown. He made his major league debut this year, which was Jacob Robson. He played in the Australian League last year. I think he was on the same team that Manny Ramirez had started managing. The Detroit Tigers had sent a few players down there, and he was one of them. Kirk Gibson's son was on that roster as well. And Ben says Australia is winter ball, and that is correct. It is winter ball. So here we are back to the live action. We lost our feed for a little bit there, and Sugimoto has ended the inning. We're going to catch that for you on the replay here. It's a 1-2 pitch to Sugimoto. And that ball jams him. It breaks his bat. He grounded it over to second base. Nakamura fielded it, and he underhand flipped it to first. And that retired Sugimoto for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll hold that thought for a couple moments on winter ball. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are now through 3 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. We'll be right back in just a moment, everybody. I got to get a drink and catch my breath. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fourth inning. It is a 1-0 lead for the Orix Buffaloes over the Chiba Lotte Marines. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Chiba coming up to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That means it's Shogo Nakamura, Brandon Laird, and Edney Hechavarria. We'll get back to our talk about the Australian Winter League, and there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One of our subscribers and followers of this channel has posted messages to us, and the Australian Baseball League actually canceled its season this year because of COVID. There is a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field, and Nakamura is aboard with a single, and he is going to be the runner at first. A little bit strange because the Australian League last year had a season, and this year they're not playing, so I'm not sure what the decision about that was. So Shogo Nakamura gets himself a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Laird. The Marines have had a base runner in every inning here against Yamamoto. Yamamoto did get a 1-2-3 inning in the second, but it was unconventional. It was a strike him out, throw him out, as Edney Hechavarria was caught stealing. The first pitch to Brandon Laird is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. For Brandon Laird tonight, he struck out looking his first time up. He's struggled here in the playoffs. He was 1 for 9 now after the strikeout his first at bat, and he swings at a fastball. He lifts it into center field. Moving over to his right is the center fielder Fukuda. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Laird for the first out of the inning. And Ben Roberts says, yeah, very interesting that they were having sellout rugby games not too long ago in Australia. I'm really not sure what that situation is there. I don't understand. I haven't been following the Australian news lately about what their situation is with the pandemic. I've been keeping my eyeballs on Japan for my own personal to get back into the country. So here comes Edney Hechavarria, and the first pitch to Hechavarria is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I know as of October the 1st, there were only 14 countries that were being allowed into Japan for non-essential travel. Of course, the United States and Canada were not one of them. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and Hechavarria is now in the hole 0-2. So to Ben Roberts' point, there was a lot of rugby and Australian rules football games that had quite large attendance, and then all of a sudden now they're back into canceling seasons and doing all kinds of other stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they get through the summer down there. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted into the seats foul over on the first base side. And the count remains at 0-2 to Hechavarria. So back to the Australian League, the Japanese, as you mentioned, were sending players. Also, too, were the Koreans, as were the major leagues. There were teams that were in North America sending players down to play in the Australian Baseball League. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Hechavarria has been retired for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi. As we get the highlight of that pitch, the split finger pitch that Yamamoto threw, very difficult which to pick up. It just falls off the table right at the last moment. And Hechavarria goes swinging through it. So 2 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi struck out his first time up. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Yamaguchi, during the regular season, batted .207 with those 9 homers and 20 RBIs, but he's off to a very strong playoff. He was 4 for 6 entering tonight's game. He was the triple shy of the cycle in the last game against the Golden Eagles. So no balls and 1 strike. Yamamoto checks the runner, Nakamura, back to first. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over on the first base side. And the count is 0-2. Just a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Tokyo Yakult Swallows scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And that is the score right now in the top of the 4th against the Amuri Giants. The big blow was a 2-run homer by Domingo, I believe it was Domingo Santana. And there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. Murakami knocked in the other run for the Swallows. Shun Yamaguchi is on the hill for the Giants, and it is Okugawa on the hill for the Swallows. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball. It misses outside. Off goes the runner, and it's going to be a stolen base for Nakamura. That ball gets into center field, and he is going to advance to third. So a stolen base for Nakamura, and it's going to be an error on the catcher. And that ball has gone into center field. Now they've got a runner on third with 2 away. It was not a very good throw at all. That ball was up, and it was into the right field side of second base. Absolutely sailed on the catcher. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to check that 2 ball and 2 strikes to Yamaguchi. The runner on third is Nakamura. There is 2 away here in the 4th inning. Top of the 4th. Yamamoto holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called 3rd strike. Yamaguchi has gone down on strikes for the 2nd time in this ball game. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, they had no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning. We're glad you're with us. Here is our friend Matt. Be sure to check out his channel after the game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. It is going to be T. Okada. And the first pitch to Okada is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. It's Okada, Ravello, and Adachi here to face the right-hander Ishikawa in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a fastball that misses down and in. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. I can see why Ishikawa is very effective. He really is able to change his speeds and keep hitters off balance. And for the most part, other than the first inning where he had some command issues, he has started to settle in and do just that. And there is a fastball swung on and missed. And Okada is retired for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. And that is going to bring up Rangel Ravelo. I started to talk a little bit about Ravelo his last time up. He was released in the middle of June by the Dodgers. They told him that he basically didn't have a chance to or get an opportunity to play in the big league level. He wasn't in the plans for the Dodgers. He was absolutely scorching, having a scorching season at the AAA level. At one point, he was hitting over 400, and he takes the first pitch for a ball outside, and the count is 1-0. In fact, by the time of his release, he was batting .407 with 8 homers and 27 RBIs with AAA Oklahoma City. And here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on, is lifted into deep center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, Oka. He makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and Ravelo is retired for the 2nd time today on a fly ball to center field, and that is 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to bring up Ryoichi Adachi. But back to Ravelo for a moment. He was only 3 for 7 during the regular season for the Buffaloes. One would have to think he was on the roster, but I don't know if he was hurt or why he didn't play or if he had the quarantine. But you'd like to think that you have to have a few more at-bats or a few more games under your belt to not just get waltzed right into the playoffs. There's a first pitch breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Adachi. But that is where Ravelo finds himself, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Squaring to bunt is Adachi, but this pitch is down, and the count is 1-1. Of course, with the Los Angeles Dodgers, it's a very difficult place to find playing time. Max Muncy, the first baseman for them, isn't going anywhere. You got Bellinger and Betts in the outfield, and of course, Chris Taylor. There is a fastball swung on. It's slowly tapped to third. It's fielded by Fujioka. He throws to first. And Adachi is retired. It goes as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 3. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the 4th inning, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through 4 complete, it is the Chiba Lotte Marines trailing the Orix Buffaloes 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you could be here. Here is one of our Did You Know segments. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It's going to be Hiromi Oka, Fujioka, and Takuma Kato. And it has been the story of the pitching so far as we have a 1-0 ball game for the Buffaloes. And the first pitch from Yamamoto is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. For Oka tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. And he waits on the delivery from Yamamoto, and it is a fastball swung on. And this is driven foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. And the count is 1-1 strike. "58 pitches through 4 innings for Yamamoto. He's been very effective. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. So 1-2 strikes to Oka. Yamamoto goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line. Count remains 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's driven foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks and delivers. It's a fastball down in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-2. Last pitch was the fastball of the split finger variety, but the batter Oka was disciplined to lay off the pitch. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch, and that is swung on and missed. And Oka goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yudai Fujioka. That is the 8th strikeout recorded by Yamamoto so far tonight. It's little to wonder why he struck out over 200 batters this year. He's absolutely electric. He's got a power arm, and he's got a fall-off-the-table fastball. This 1-0 lead could be just good enough to be able to do it tonight. There's the first pitch breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. There's the 1-0 pitch, and that's a fastball that misses down and into Fujioka, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side of home plate. The catcher, Wakatsuki, races over to the stands, but it's going to get into the seats. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by Okada. He makes the play, and he takes it himself as he steps on the base. That goes as a ground out to 3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Takuma Kato. As I mentioned before, I was monitoring last month, and there were only 14 countries allowed into Japan for non-essential travel. I haven't checked the updates to see where that stands now, but the borders between Canada and the U.S. officially opened on Monday for ground transport. And there's a first pitch that is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. In the playoffs so far, Kato is 0 for 4. Takes a breaking ball outside, and the count is 1-1. However, his first time up tonight, he absolutely scorched the ball to right field. But it was right to the glove of the right fielder, Sugimoto, and there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cattle with that slightly open stance, and he swings at a breaking ball. He grounds it over to third. It's fielded by Mune across the diamond. And that is going to go down as a ground out. 5-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Chiba Lotte Marines, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are through 4.5. It's the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Everybody will be back in just a couple moments. With the call at the bottom of the 5th inning, we're cruising right along here in this pitcher's duel. But we're glad you could be here with us. We got another Did You Know? But it's not from this series. It's from the other series. Welcome back, everybody. As Ishikawa completes his warm-up tosses, we are going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Orix Buffaloes. That means Katara Kobayashi, Kenya Wakatsuki, and Shuhei Fukuda are ready to come up to bat. Ben Roberts says he could see things opening up in Japan in the spring if things go well. He says he wants to say that the country is something like 80% vaccinated at the moment, and the cases are way down. That's encouraging news for everybody concerned, especially for those of us like myself who would like to get back to the land of the rising sun. Unfortunately, not able to do that yet. So here we go back to the live action. We'll talk about Japan and its beauty in a few moments. There's the first pitch, breaking ball that misses inside to Kobayashi, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kobayashi, his first time up, struck out. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. They got the Bermuda Triangle, and racing over and making the catch, sliding in foul territory, is Koki Yamaguchi. And it was a nice play by the right fielder. It was in no man's land. Second baseman Shogo Nakamura and the first baseman Brandon Laird were having to run over, and Yamaguchi came a long way to make that catch, and that is going to be out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Beautiful play. That's going to bring up the catcher Kenya Wakatsuki. It would be in Ishikawa's best interest to try to get the 9-hole hitter here, and there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ben Roberts says the economy could get a big boost in tourism with the cherry blossom season. Absolutely. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped to third. It's fielded by Fujioka. He fires to first. That is going to retire Wakatsuki on a ground out. 5-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to Shuhei Fukuda, who is the top of the order hitter for the Buffaloes. Be curious to know where that big boost in tourism would come. I know people here on this side of the Pacific are still a little bit concerned about travel, even within. So here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Not to mention that the costs have gone crazy. I was looking at a flight back into toward Toronto around Christmas time. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-2 to Fukuda. Fukuda today is 0 for 2. He's grounded to the pitcher twice. So I'm curious to see what a flight to Japan is going to set us back when we can start making our way over there. So here comes the 0-2. It's a fastball that misses inside and makes Fukuda jump out of the way, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ishikawa kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch down in the dirt. And the count now goes to 2-2. Ishikawa has now retired 6 in a row. And 12 of the last 13 batters he's faced, he has really settled down after that first inning. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is now 3-2. Can see both of these pitchers going the distance. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is grounded through the right side. A base hit for Fukuda. So that must have been the commentator kiss of death, as Fukuda gets himself a single with 2 away here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman Yuma Mune. You often look sometimes at what the hitters do. First time through the order against Ishikawa, the Marines were 1 for 7 against him. The Buffaloes were 1 for 7 against him. The second time through the order, it was the same thing. It was 1 for 9. So he's just been cruising right along. Ben says, hopefully the airlines can bring some of the costs down. One would hope. It's not like gas prices were through the roof. And there is a throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Fukuda. So Mune tonight, who's the hitter, he is 0 for 1. He walked and scored a run, and it's the only run of the ball game his first time up. He grounded to third his last time. There is a fastball swung on. It is golfed into right center field. This ball is going to get down. It's a base hit. And Fukuda is going first to third. He'll arrive there safely. And Yuma Mune is aboard for the second time tonight. And that is going to bring up the ever-dangerous Masataka Yoshida. So all of this rally has started with 2 out, and the Orix crowd is, can't say they're on their feet, but they are waving their pom-poms and their plastic dumbbells. You're getting this game live and listening to the English feed. It's fascinating. They got the dumbbells that they're flexing, and they're getting it up and down. That's kind of cool. So the runner at first is Mune. The runner at third is Fukuda. There is 2 away, and Masataka Yoshida steps in at the plate. Yoshida tonight is 1 for 2. He's singled, and he's lined out to the center fielder. So here's the pitch from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So it looked like it was going to be an easy inning for Ishikawa, and then back-to-back 2-out singles. Got something brewing here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 5th inning. Yoshida, batting from the left side, takes a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. One would think that he's probably not going to get anything good to hit. I know they have an open base. They've got a free base here to be able to move them along. You don't want to load it up to face Sugimoto, but the way Yoshida swings the bat, you need to take your chances with the next guy. And there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Sugimoto, who drove in 83 runs during the season, is waiting his turn. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. It is a split finger pitch down in the dirt. That is going to be a base on balls for Yoshida. That's the third walk of the ball game issued by Ishikawa. And that is going to bring a visit to the mound by the Marines pitching coach. So all of this is started with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. The 8-9 hitters go quickly and quietly, and then it's a single, and a base on balls, and now we've got trouble on our hands as the right fielder Yutaro Sugimoto comes to the plate. So the conference on the mound is over. Sugimoto tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to second his last time up, and he walked his first time up. On the season, he hit .301 with 32 homers and 83 RBIs. This is a chance to blow this game apart. So the crowd is into the action now. So Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers, and it's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded neatly by Fujioka. He throws to second, and that is going to retire Sugimoto. Bases loaded, and that's the best you can do. Boy, that's tough. That's going to hurt, and it may come back to haunt the Buffaloes. So that goes down as a ground out or a fielder's choice, 5-4. So for the Buffaloes in their half of the 5th inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. We're now through 5 complete innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the 6th inning. They are taking the time out to clean the field. Here's our friend Matt, and we'll get ourselves a drink and be right back with you.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a 1-0 ball game as we cruise into the 6th inning play. The Orix Buffaloes are enjoying their halftime, as I like to think of this in Pacific League Baseball. After the 5th inning, they take a little time out. They clean the field. They take a few moments, and then they'll get this thing back at it. Usually during the regular season, you can get some highlights and some out-of-town scoreboards, but the only out-of-town score that we're focused on right now is the Colt Swallows and the Yomiuri Giants. It is 3-0 for the Swallows. It is the top of the 5th inning. Yomiuri is batting. The line for the Giants is 0-3-0. And for the Swallows, it's 3-3-0. Of course, it was the 2-run homer by Domingo Santana that has things going for the Swallows. The 3 hits for the Swallows tonight show me their leadoff hitter has a hit. He scored one of the runs. And it was Santana has a hit, and of course it was a home run. And you've got Osuna, who's playing first base for them, had a hit tonight. The 3 hits for the Yomiuri Giants. 1 has been enjoyed by Zealous Wheeler, and 2 for Yoshikawa. That is where they stand in the Central League Finals. For us here tonight, so far in this ball game, it is the battle of the pitchers. Certainly both of the pitchers have held their own. The right-hander Ishikawa has only allowed 4 hits, and he has walked 3 batters. As we said, very uncharacteristically, walked 2 in the 1st inning, and then he walked Yoshida in the 5th. So that is where we stand here. They've been throwing strikes and filling up the zone, have both of the pitchers. for Yamamoto, he had his first 1-2-3 inning in the 5th inning. He's allowed a base hit in every inning. And he has been able to put his power arm on display tonight, as he's got himself 8 strikeouts. I've got him at 8 strikeouts through the 5 innings of work. And so that's where we stand here as well. So it'll be for the Chiba Lotte Marines coming up in their half. Once we resume the action, it's going to be Takashi Ojino, Leonis Martin, and Shogo Nakamura. So it'll be the top of the batting order coming up for Chiba. When we resume play, we do have the right-hander Yamamoto getting loose on the mound, so we're not too far away to resume the action. We do want to thank everybody here for listening in and being with us tonight as we have this break in the action. So far, 73 pitches through the first 5 innings for Yamamoto. One would think he probably will be there to finish off the ball game. And if he can't go all the way, you've got Yoshihisa Hirano in the bullpen. The 37-year-old had 29 saves this year. But one would think that probably Yamamoto is going to try to give him at least 8, if not all 9 innings tonight. So here we go. We're ready to resume the action as he's completed the warm-up tosses, and now it is Takashi Ojino stepping in. He has been a thorn in the side of Yamamoto. He is 2 for 2 tonight, both singles, in each of his 2 trips to the plate. So here comes the first pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yamamoto ready to go back to work, and there's another fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. A familiar spot for Ojino, who had a base hit with 2 strikes in the first inning. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now remains at 0-2. So Ojino now in the playoffs is 4 for 10, as he was 2 for 8 entering tonight's ball game. And there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled straight back. This is now turning into a bit of a battle, and the count remains at 0-2. This will be the 6th pitch of the at bat. And Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. And another pitch that's fouled away, grounded over to the third base coach. And that is going to break the bat of Ojino. He's going to have to go back and get a new piece of lumber. Yamamoto sawed him right off. So here we go, ready to go back to work. He's got his new bat. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into shallow right center field. Moving over is the center fielder Fukuda. He's going to make the catch. Is going to retire Ojino for the first out of the inning, but quite the battle there. Turned into a 7-pitch at bat, all with 2 strikes. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. For Martin tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first, and he struck out at his only 2 times up. So right-hander against the left-hander. Here we go. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Leonis Martin. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul on the third base side. And the count is 1-1. One of the things that we'll be keeping an eye on is the posting season for the Japanese league. One of the names is Seiya Suzuki of the Hiroshima Carp is expected to be posted. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. There appears to be quite a bit of interest for the right fielder. Where he'll land, I'm not sure. Some of the usual names seem to be coming up. Certainly the Seattle Mariners. I don't know if the Mariners could use them. They've already got enough outfielders. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Leonis Martin, and he is down on strikes for the second time tonight. And he is the second out of the inning. That's the 9th strikeout recorded by Yamamoto. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. For Nakamura tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled and stole a base his last time up, and he struck out back in the first inning. Here's the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Nakamura ready to face the right-hander again. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. Racing in is the left fielder, Ravello. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the 6th inning. They had no runs, there was no hits, there were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're through 5.5, where it is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. If you don't know Steve, be sure to check out his channel after the game.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. That's Okada, Rangel, Ravello, and Ryoichi Adachi. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike by Okada. And the count is 0-1. And now Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He delivers another fastball, but this is just about outside. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishikawa goes back to work, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Okada. Okada tonight is 1 for 2. He has driven in the only run for the Buffaloes. It was back in the first inning when he knocked home Yuma Mune. And there he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. He also struck out his last time up, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okada waits on the delivery from Ishikawa. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. A beautiful play on the backhand by Fujioka. He throws to first, and that is going to retire the big fellow Okada by about a half a step. And he is retired on a ground out 5-3. Beautiful play by the third baseman. And that is out number one. Fujioka, of course, is a shortstop as well, although with Edney Hechevarria playing there, he's not going to get those opportunities. But a great play by him as he spins around and fires a one-hopper over to the bag. So one up and one away, and that brings up Rangel Ravello. Ravello tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown out twice to center field. The last time was deep, a beautiful catch by the center fielder, Hiromi Oka, who made a catch on the run over the shoulder. He takes a first pitch for a ball outside. The count is 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 to Ravello. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. It's going to get down, and it's going to get up the gap, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. Ravello's digging for two, and he is going to reach safely standing up. And he has himself his first hit of the playoffs with a base hit single here in the sixth inning as he is aboard. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryoichi Adachi. I got to say, that's the third at-bat that Ravello has had tonight. And he's looked dangerous in each of his at-bats. He's really scorched the ball. So he is the runner at second base with one away, and Adachi steps up to the plate. Adachi tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third base both of his times up. And here comes the first pitch to him. It's a fastball that's up in the zone, and the home plate umpire said he went after it as he tried to check his swing, but he couldn't, and that is 0-1 is the count. So no balls and one strike. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the shortstop. It's fielded by Hechevarria. He slides to the ground. He throws from his backside across the diamond, and they're able to get the speedy Adachi by a half a step. But the base runner, Ravello, has to stay at second base because Hechevarria had stopped and held the ball. But a fantastic play. This is going to be all over the highlight reel. A fantastic play by Hechevarria. Slides as he's moving to his right, throws from his butt, and is still able to get Adachi on a ground out, 6-3 for the second out of the inning. Absolutely a fantastic play. No doubt a web gem right there. And there's as we come back to the live action, Kentaro Kobayashi takes a fastball outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And that, my friends, is why Edney Hechevarria is playing shortstop, and Yudai Fujioka has moved over to third. And there is a breaking ball. This pitch is swung on, is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track is the left fielder Ogino. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the sixth inning, they had no runs, one hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We're now through 6 complete innings in Osaka. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the 7th inning. We're glad you are with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the heart of the Chiba batting order to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto here in the top of the seventh inning. That means it's going to be Brandon Laird, Edney Hechevarria, and Koki Yamaguchi. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike by Laird, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Yamamoto gets ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamamoto working quickly, goes back to the motion. There is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Laird. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion and kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that's down. They appeal over to the first base umpire. But Brandon Laird was able to hold up, and the count goes to 2-2. For Laird tonight, he is 0 for 2 in this ball game. He's struck out looking and flown out to right. And here comes the 2-2 to Laird. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It is again a split finger pitch that misses down. And the count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Laird. Laird is now officially 1 for 10 in the playoffs. He had a base hit in his first at bat of the first series, and that's been it ever since. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the shortstop. It's fielded neatly by Kirbiashi. He throws to first. That is going to retire Laird on a ground out. 6-3 for out number 1 here in the 7th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Edney Hechevarria. In that last inning, Hechevarria made an absolutely unbelievable play. You guys are going to have to, if you at some point catch the highlights of that, he had to go into the 6 hole. He slid, and he threw from his backside to be able to retire the base runner Adachi at first base. There's a first pitch fastball from Yamamoto. It's taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Hechevarria. And here's the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a split finger pitch down in the dirt. And the count is 1-1. And Hechevarria had a base hit in his first time up tonight. He was caught stealing. He is 1 for 2 this evening. He takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hechevarria in the last series against the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles had 3 hits in that series. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. But it was in the first game of the series, trailing 4-3, where he absolutely turned on a fastball and deposited into the left field seats that tied the ball game in the 8th inning, and eventually the Marines went on to win that game in the bottom of the 9th. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. Mune backhands it. He fires to first, and a leaping Okada comes down with it, and they're able to retire. Hechevarria goes down as a ground out, 5-3 for the second out of the inning. I wonder if they're going to take a look at this to see if he got down in time, because we're going to take a look at it. Mune has to charge the ball backhanded. He fires, and that's plenty of time. And certainly Okada came down with it. No need to go to replay as far as we're concerned. But they are going to go to the replay anyway because the Chiba Lotte Marines have asked for it. But I think we can safely make that call here. I don't think that Hechevarria is safe at all unless for some reason he came down and missed the bag. So we're going to see that again on the replay. A nice play by Mune, who had to backhand the ball moving to his right. He fired across the diamond. The ball was up in the air. A nice play to get it, but I think Hechevarria is toast at first base. And I think the first base umpire got that call right, but we've been wrong before in the past. But I do think that that is going to be the correct call. We'll wait and see when the umpires come back. I can't see this being a long call, and here it is. The umpires have come back out onto the field, and it is an out, and that is confirmed, and that's going to be the first challenge that is going to be burned by the Marines. Hechevarria is the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Koki Yamaguchi. So Yamaguchi strides to the plate. So right-hander against the right-hander, Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. That's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Yamaguchi in the playoffs is 4 for 8. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. But tonight he is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, both times. And he has one by the way of swinging and one looking. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was the 100th pitch of the ball game for Yamamoto. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Yamamoto wanted that call. And the count is now 2-2 to Yamaguchi. As we look at that on the replay, that looked like a pretty good pitch. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Kirbiashi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Yamaguchi on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 3. And that is the 12th batter in a row retired by Yamamoto. So for Chiba in their half of the 7th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 7th inning. Hold tight.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Straps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the Orix batting order coming up to face the right-hander, Yuma Ishikawa. And it is going to be Kenya Wakatsuki, Shuhei Fukuda, and Yuma Mune. So 9-1-2 in the batting order. We're a little bit surprised that neither of the bullpens have been called yet. This is the 86th pitch of the ball game for Ishikawa, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. For Wakatsuki tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and grounded to third. There is a breaking ball swung on. It's tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is quickly 0-2. As we look back at the out-of-town scoreboard over in Tokyo, the Yakult Swallows are still holding that 3-0 lead against the Amuri Giants. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to Hechavarria at short. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda, to the plate. Fukuda tonight is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. His other 2 times he grounded back to the pitcher. So Fukuda hitting from the left side, waiting on the delivery from Ishikawa, and he takes a changeup for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I have to admit, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell the difference between Ishikawa's changeup and his fastball. He's not overpowering, but he has a 10-kilometer-an-hour difference between the two, and there is a fastball that Fukuda squares to bunt, but he pulls it back as the pitch was up high in the zone. That is going to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Fukuda digs himself in. He's ready to face the slants of Ishikawa. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted to left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Ogino, and he's going to jump in the air and make the catch. Like he misjudged that one. He probably should have held his ground, or the ball stayed up a little longer than he anticipated. But Ogino makes the catch, and that is retired Fukuda for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring it up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. For Mune tonight, he has been on base twice. He walked and scored the only run of the ball game in the first inning, and he singled his last time up. He's officially 1 for 2. He takes a fastball at the belt for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I'm sure that Ishikawa would like to take care of Mune here so he doesn't have to face Yoshida with runners on base. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is golfed into left field. And moving hard to his left is Ogino. He slides, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 7th inning. A busy inning for Takashi Ogino as he has 2 of the 3 putouts. So for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 7 complete in Osaka. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could be here with us. Hold tight. Here's another one of our Did You Knows. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the top of the 8th inning. This game has been a quick one. It's only been a couple hours long as the pitchers have been the big story and some very nice defensive plays as well. The Chiba Lotte Marines are trailing 1-0 here as we move to the 8th inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has retired the last 12 batters he has faced. He's going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Chiba batting order. Hiromi Oka, Yudai Fujioka, and Takuma Kato are the scheduled hitters. And the first pitch to Oka is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Oka tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and he has struck out. And so Yamamoto steps off the back of the mound. He picks up the rosin bag, and he's ready to go back to work. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2 to Oka. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work again. He kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that misses down and away. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. He goes back to work, and there is a split finger pitch waved at and missed. Oka is retired for the first out of the inning here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yudai Fujioka. You can see what makes Yamamoto so tough. That split finger pitch just completely falls off the table and can outright baffle the hitters. So Fujioka steps in. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking and grounded to first his last time up. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over is the left fielder, Rangel Ravello, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Fujioka for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Takuma Kato, or it's scheduled to bring up the catcher, Takuma Kato. But it looks like we are going to have ourselves a pinch hitter here. It's a left-handed stick. We'll have to get that for you in a moment. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. This looks like it is Toshiya Sato, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over is Rangel. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire the side here for the Chiba Lotte Marines in their half of the 8th inning. So they go quietly in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. We have a 1-0 ball game in Osaka. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, Chiba Lotte Marines 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with all the calls. So here is another one of our Did You Knows. Welcome back, everybody. We are glad you are with us. We do have a pitching change as the Chiba Lotte Marines are going to the bullpen, and they are going to a left-handed pitcher, and this is going to be Shota Suzuki. Suzuki has pitched in 23 ball games this year. He has 1 win and 4 losses. He worked 79 and a third innings, allowing 78 hits. Walked 28 and struck out 76, and he had a 4.08 earned run average. The 23-year-old is taking over on the mound for Yuma Ishikawa. And he will be ready to go to work here in just a couple moments. So they've got a left-hander in the ball game. So the line is finished on Ishikawa. He had himself a decent night. It was the first inning that got himself into trouble. That is it for him, and they are going to be facing the left-handed stick of Masataka Yoshida. Then it's going to be Yutaro Sugimoto and T. Okada, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Orix batting order. So Suzuki in relief. And he is ready to go to work, Shota Suzuki. And here we go back to the live action. The first pitch from Suzuki is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0. Only 93 pitches for Ishikawa tonight. And here comes the pitch from Suzuki. He rocks in the motion. He kicks and delivers. And there's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is 2-0. For Yoshida tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's singled. He's lined out to center, and he's drawn a walk. We're getting into crunch time in Osaka, and here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Suzuki ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball again taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Suzuki kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that gets away from the catcher. Gets all the way to the backstop. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Suzuki ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's tapped over the head of the pitcher. It's fielded by Hechavarria, moving to his left. He throws to first. Another great athletic play by the shortstop. He had to go to the right field side of second base, able to keep his footing and makes the throw. Fantastic play. So where that was is all his momentum was taking him in that direction. He reaches out, outstretched arm, throws on the run, and he's able to retire the base runner Yoshida by a half a step. So that goes as a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto. I'm watching this play, and that looks like it's going to be it for Suzuki because now they're going to the bullpen. I'm watching this performance, and it reminds me, this is going back a number of years ago now, I had a Dominican shortstop who spent 8 minor leagues. He spent most of his time with the Tigers and the Orioles, and then he got to AAA with the Atlanta Braves, and he was playing for me overseas. And he absolutely put on a clinic. We were playing in Munich, Germany, and he ended up with about 11 putouts or 11 assists and a couple of putouts. Absolutely fantastic. Took over the game. And I'm watching this play by Hechavarria at shortstop, and he is just on a whole other level. Everybody else is living in his world defensively. So some fantastic defensive plays. So the pitching change is now in. So they've brought in a right-hander, and this is going to be Yusuke Azuma, as Shota Suzuki has done his job. Unlike Major League Baseball, where you have a 3-batter minimum, they have not implemented that in the NPB. I'm sure that won't be far off. So the right-hander, Yusuke Azuma, in the game. So for Azuma, 25-year-old right-hander, he appeared in 37 ball games this year. He was 1-0. He worked 34 1/3 innings. He allowed 38 hits. struck out 29 batters and had a 2.88 ERA. So he is in to face Sugimoto. And Azuma working from the stretch with nobody on. He kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the right-hander. Azuma holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sugimoto. Sugimoto tonight is officially 0 for 2. He walked in the first inning. He grounded out to second in the third, and he bounced into a fielder's choice in the fifth. The crowd is in festive spirit in Osaka. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2 to Sugimoto. One would think that the Buffaloes' best closer is their starter, Yamamoto. As Yamamoto has retired the last 15 batters he faced, I would be shocked if they brought anybody else other than Yamamoto out to pitch the ninth. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And Azuma kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch that misses down and away. And the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sugimoto digs in, and he's ready to face the right-handed slants of Azuma. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's 1 away, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. Azuma kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Sugimoto on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to T. Okada. For Okada tonight, he is 1 for 3. He singled and scored or knocked in a run in the first inning, the only run of the ball game. Okada also struck out and grounded to third. And Yamamoto was up and throwing in front of the Orix dugout, and that's the sure sign that he will be coming back into the ball game for the 9th inning. So Okada steps in. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Okada has a slightly open stance. He's hitting from the left side. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded by Nakamura. He throws to first. That is going to retire Okada. It goes down as a ground out, 4-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Orix Buffaloes, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could drop in and listen to us tonight. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top, back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks again to Matt Hollis for being a supporter of our channel. We're ready to get this one back underway as we move to the top of the ninth inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto completing his warm-up tosses. It's going to be the top of the order. It's going to be Takashi Ogino, Leonis Martin, and Shogo Nakamura to get things going. And the first pitch to Ogino was taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And here we go back to the live action. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's fielded neatly by the second baseman Adachi. Throws to first. And that is going to retire Ogino on a ground out, 4-3 for out number one. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leonis Martin. This game here has been no nonsense. 2 hours and 18 minutes. And it is on a very quick pace. Just peeking at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Yakult Swallows have added a run in the bottom of the seventh inning. They've extended their lead over the Yomiuri Giants to 4-0. It's a breaking ball, and it's swung on and fouled away down the first base line by Martin. The count is 0-1. For Leonis Martin tonight, he is 0 for 3. He grounded out to first in the first inning, and he struck out his other 2 times to the plate. He is in the hole at 0-1. So here's the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball delivered upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. He delivers a fastball, and this is fouled away over on the third base side, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. We're hoping to get a attendance for you before the end of this one is out. But we haven't seen anything flash across our screens yet. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's a fastball from Yamamoto that misses outside, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leonis Martin. As a reminder, we'll be back on the air again tomorrow night, same time, for Game 2 of this series. We're excited to give you the call. So here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded by Okada. He's going to step on the bag, and that is going to retire Leonis Martin for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Shogo Nakamura. Nakamura is the last hitter to have reached base against Yamamoto in this ballgame. Yamamoto so far has retired 17 batters in a row. And if he can retire the 18th batter, that'll mean the game is over. So here we go. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul behind home plate. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Nakamura tonight is 1 for 3. He's also got a stolen base. Yamamoto rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. Let's see, breaking ball down. They appeal over to first base, but the first base umpire said he didn't go. And the count remains at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Be sure to stick around with us. We'll go through the totals after the ball game with you. Before we sign off the air on this one, and here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-2 to Nakamura. So top of the 9th inning here in Osaka, and it's down to the last strike are the Chiba Lotte Marines. Yamamoto goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count remains at 1-2. That was the 120th pitch of the ball game for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He's got a new baseball. He gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. And there is a fastball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count remains at 1-2. Shogo Nakamura at the plate here is a very difficult out. He really puts the ball in play. Very, very good bat control. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is a split finger pitch that's down in the dirt, and it squirts away from the catcher, and it's going to make the count at 2-2. Nakamura has struck out 90 times in 506 at-bats during the regular season. So less than 20%. Anytime you can get under 20%, you're doing pretty good in this day and age. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Yamamoto ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. And there's another split finger pitch fouled away, this time on the third base side. And this bat is turning into quite the battle against Nakamura. That is the 8th pitch. He is going to be delivering pitch number 9 here in just a moment. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher, and he goes back to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. Is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away on the third base side. And now we're going to have pitch number 10 to Nakamura about to come up. Real battle here in the top of the 9th inning. 2 away, 2-2 to Nakamura. Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki, ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep center field. Moving back onto the warning track is the center fielder, Fukuda, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it in Osaka, and it is 18 in a row to end the ball game for Yamamoto. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board here in the 9th inning. Stick with us, everybody. We'll give you a quick little recap of everything before we sign off, as we appreciate y'all being with us tonight. The totals on this one: Chiba Lotte Marines, no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. The Orix Buffaloes had 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. Your final score is the Orix Buffaloes 1, the Chiba Lotte Marines 0. A couple of items across the board. Yamamoto goes the distance. He went a complete game, 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, no walks. And he struck out 10 batters. He faced 30 batters, only 3 over the minimum, because remember, Eddie Hechavarria was caught stealing back in the 2nd inning. His counterpart, Ayuma Ishikawa, 7 innings tonight, fairly strong. He got himself into trouble a little bit early. Scattered 5 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 3, 2 of which in the 1st inning, struck out 2. He faced 29 batters tonight. He threw 93 pitches. He was relieved by Suzuki and Azuma. Offensively, for the Chiba Lotte Marines, Ogino, the leadoff hitter, had a pair of hits. He had half of the hits tonight. Nakamura and Hechavarria had the others. The Buffaloes had 5 hits. Fukuda, Mune, Yoshida, Okada, and Ravello all had hits. Well, once again, everybody, we appreciate you all being here. This has been another Last Drops Baseball video production. We hope you have a great night. Come on back and see us again tomorrow.